First of all, it's such an honor to even be asked to do one of these, that you're thought of enough. And then next, who's gonna take the time and really get into the richness of it all? I mean, the real underbelly of what you say. Some people touch on it, but you come here in this master class, they want to dig out the how to, how come, why. You know, the how come, the what for, the how so, the thinking process that you had behind it. It's not merely just questions. They want to know what drove you to this? How did you manage to? What did you do? What did you say? Because really, man, that's what the majority of people need to hear. So now how do we get to where you are? Share with us what was going on in here to get you there. I was trying to teach my sons, when you meet a person with means, a person that's well off or you think is successful that you've always wanted to meet, don't go in there asking for money. People who are successful and well off are more responsive and more receptive. If you come to me instead of trying to get what I've earned and come to me to try to get what I've learned, now you got something, man. And that's what these interviews do. They allow you to get what people have learned. And that's far more valuable. If you can watch this, man, and you can pick up something, some little motivational tidbits, some little way of looking at life where you can change your attitude, which then changes your altitude.
By the time I was in the 11th grade, my focus had shifted from me being an actor to what I was going to be doing in life. I wanted to be in the military. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I wanted to fly airplanes. So that was my focus from about the 11th grade until I got into the Air Force. But when I got in and started to live that life, it occurred to me that I had been functioning from my romance with movies. You know, you've seen all these war movies, and so you're thinking reality when it's all make-believe. You're really expecting a camera to be mounted somewhere on this thing. You're not expecting to be actually killing people. So get out of here and go on and be an actor. So that was it. It was just like one of those moments in your life when you have to change roads, you know. You always make the choice in the road you take, but the road always splits, it always forks, and sometimes it might fork 3 or 4 different directions. When you have made your choice, it is Providence that is your guide. Good, bad, or indifferent. Your fate lies in that. And as Providence will guide you, I walked off the post in San Bernardino, out of the Air Force, free and clear, and I was only San Bernardino from LA. So it's a short bus ride to where I belonged, or thought I belonged at the time. Why don't we figure more in it? I need something that's going to engage me, that makes me sit up and think. I refuse to take part in anything that is going to denigrate a people. Especially me. Courage is the key to life itself. There are a lot of people who are born in situations where they say, well, I'll never get out of this. So they won't. I say to people who say, well, I would like to have done so and so and so. So, well, you could have done it. So, well, I couldn't get out of here. Man, the bus runs every day.
Wow. Of learning what it's like to not be loved and to be the butt of everybody's joke on television and in magazines. And so I had to learn what that feels like to not let things like that get to you. I never wanted to be an activist. I just wanted to entertain people. I just wanted to make people feel good. I remember the first letter I got where somebody said I saved their life, that they were going to kill themselves, and that they didn't because of what I did. But since I've witnessed the discrimination and the double standards and heard about the statistics for gay teen suicides, I've had to rethink that. And so if by standing up for what I think is right makes me an activist, I'm an activist.
My father came home and she said, Slick, which was my daddy's nickname, your boy been up at the school being a smart aleck. Now I already know I'm gonna get a whipping for this. She said, tell him what you wrote on your paper. And I said, I want to be on TV. And my father said, well, what's wrong with that? And she said, well, he being a smart aleck, putting something like that that's unbelievable on the paper. So my father said, Bill, how come the boy can't put on the paper he want to be on TV? So they were starting to get into an argument, so I got sent to my room, which I knew what that meant. That means go in your room, get ready, we're gonna get this whooping, right? So I go in my room and after having a discussion, my father came in the room. He said, all right, this is what I want you to do. What does she want you to put on your paper? I said, I don't know, Daddy, like a basketball player, what all the rest of the kids wrote. He said, well, put that on the paper. Take that to school tomorrow and give it to her. Take your paper and put it in your drawer. Every morning when you get up, read your paper. And every night before you go to bed, read your paper. That's your paper. What he told me was a principle of success, that if you write it down and envision it, anything you see in your mind, you can hold in your hand. He knew that. And so he gave that to me. After that, every year when the teacher was living, I used to send her a TV for Christmas because I wanted her to see me. She saw me one year and she said, boy, you send me all these TV from wherever you are and you don't understand. I got too many TV. I had to get these TVs away sometime. I know, it's all right though. And I kept that paper. And that little boy with the stuttering problem is on TV 7 days a week.
I'm big on information. I think information is key, whether it's given or taken. I think in this generation, I think a lot of people are selfish with information. You have a lot of people who aspire to be things, dreams of doing so much. And when people in my position and other people in more positions of power share information, it helps, it inspires. It gives a person the will and want to do more. I'm hoping that somebody can hear my story and see the things that I went through and understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just, are you strong enough to keep digging until that light comes, or do you give up halfway through and turn back around? Being famous and on billboards, that doesn't mean successful. There's so many different entities and avenues that can be taken that you can find success in, because there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel, which is why I did this to show that the light at the end of my tunnel is very bright, which is why I'm digging for more lights right now.